Well, a little more on this conflict and the simultaneously depressing and infuriating response we've seen at home. I spoke in my editorial on Friday about the groundbreaking New York Times investigation that revealed new details about mass rapes and mutilation of women and girls that took place in Israel during the massacre on October 7. The 2-month investigation involves speaking to more than 150 people, including eyewitnesses, first responders, and rape counsellors. I speculated then that the usual deniers and apologists who parade as activists and feminists these days would not be deterred by yet more incontrovertible evidence of sexual violence. Annoyingly, that prediction would prove to be true. Feminist Clementine Ford, who's taken a break from her man-hating routine online to attack, bully, and dox Jewish women, wrote on Instagram of the Times piece, "It is monstrous to suggest that demanding critical analysis of unproven claims used to justify a genocide is somehow endorsing those claims, but here we are." Ford has, in a startlingly short amount of time, gone from someone who has argued everyone should be invested in protecting everyone from sexual violence and false reports of rape are extremely rare, to someone who now wants due process, but only when it involves Jews. It's a significant shift from what has been her position on due process for close to a decade.
It's very important, this word allegedly. You'll speak to people who don't believe that rape culture exists, and you'll speak to people who don't believe that men can ever be charged with rape because, of course, women are always lying. Very, very intent on protecting the due process of the legal system, only in cases of sexual assault where they remind you consistently that this just happened allegedly.
And then there's Antoinette Lattouf, the activist journalist who was dropped by the ABC over her pro-Palestinian social media posts. She posted on Instagram after the Times investigation, victims of sexual assault need to be heard and believed. At the same time, war propaganda needs to be scrutinised, especially when these rapes are being weaponised to justify the ongoing murder of innocent Palestinians. New York Times reporters, a publication that's hardly can be described as pro-Israel, now being referred to as propagandists. Incredible. The hypocrisy of these influencer activists is breathtaking. A level of scrutiny and critical analysis that would appear to be reserved just for Jewish women and girls because some of the victims were children. Welcome to the Orwellian world we live in. Rapes are war propaganda, a defensive war against a genocidal enemy in which the utmost care to minimize civilian deaths at the cost to Israel's own soldiers is reframed as itself a genocide. Ladies, better check your latest selfies. Your hypocrisy and bigotry is showing.